recently I've been talking about how we can increase our credit score fast. And I think that the quickest way that we can increase our credit score fast is definitely going to be by decreasing our credit utilization. Well, in my last video, I got this comment and I thought this was great. And it's actually from Joe from the Credit Card Connection. And you guys are going to have to check out his channel. I'm definitely going to have to get him on this channel because he has so much great information. But his comment states, the credit utilization is super important. Increasing your credit lines across all of your issuers will also help your score increase at a fast rate as well. And so I was just like, you know what? We got to do a video about this because when we think of our credit score, we have 5 components. So we have our payment history, our credit utilization, our length of credit, our new credit, and our credit mix. And with 65% of our score being our payment history and our credit utilization, payment history is definitely important. But in my opinion, if you want to increase your credit score fast, you have to tackle your credit card utilization. And so that is what this comment is stating. If you can increase your credit lines across all of your credit cards, then you will be able to increase your credit score as fast. And so I thought that this was really good. And you'll have to let me know in the comments, how often do you call your issuers for your credit cards and ask them to, can I do a credit line increase? And recently I got a credit line increase from American Express, and they had gave me $5,000 of a credit line increase. So I was like, that was pretty good. But I do think if we want to, be able to increase our credit lines, we ultimately have to take a look at our overall credit profile. So that's why it's always good for us to pull our credit, and you can go on to the annualcreditreport.com to be able to pull your credit report. But then additionally, you can go on to either Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion, and you can get your credit report there. But also, let's say with your different credit cards, American Express, or even Chase, even your banks, you can pull your credit reports and your credit score from there too. And so, from time to time, it's been a while, I will call up my credit card company and do a credit line increase. And I want to say the last time I had did a credit line increase, I have done one with Navy Federal, and I had did a credit line increase with my Navy Federal flagship, because when I had got that credit card, y'all, they had only approved me for not even $7,000, but now I'm up to $14,000, so that's pretty good. But this one time I had called Discover, and y'all, I called Discover and they did not even give me a credit line increase. They said no. Now the thing is, it could be because at that time I really wasn't using that credit card. And so I think that it's very important with our credit cards, and depending on if you're going to open up a credit card, let's say with Chase, and you have a few credit cards already open, it's best to kind of use those credit cards, because if you're not using that credit card and you ask for a credit line increase, then they might say no, because they're just like, well, you're not even using this credit card anyway, so why do you need to do a credit line increase? So, it's good to use credit cards ever so often so that, if you are going to ask for a credit line increase, they don't have a reason to say no. Now, additionally, let's say if you have high utilization, let's say 50% or higher, I would probably try to get it 30% or lower first before I would call and ask, because if you have high credit card utilization already, then sometimes the bank is not going to want to do a credit line increase. So the lower your credit utilization is, the better, because you know how it is. Like when you want a credit line, then sometimes they'll say no. But if you are already prepared, then you might have a good probability. So it's always good that we are, using our credit in a responsible way. So you'll have to let me know in the comments, how often do you call to get a credit line increase for your credit cards? Ultimately, the reason why your credit score will increase if you call to get a credit line is because your overall credit line has increased, but your debt hasn't. So even if you are getting a credit line increase, don't go trying to be spending it. It don't mean that you can, go ahead and spend it unless you are, paying it off every month so that it doesn't even if you are getting the credit line increase and then you go and spend it and have more debt, then it's just going to be a wash. And so that's why we want to use our credit in a responsible way. And so, I'm always going to say by doing our budget so that we know how much money we have coming in compared to going out is going to be better so that we can pay our credit cards off every month. Because what I like to do, I like to use my credit cards pretty much for like 90%, 95% of my purchases. And then I'll pay my credit cards off every month. And I will report to the credit bureau, because last month, y'all, I told y'all, it wasn't even last month, but I told y'all for my American Express Hilton Honor Surpass, y'all, I had reported 43% utilization, but I still ended up paying it off. So I'm good to go. But it only took my credit utilization overall up to 3%. Because normally I'm usually putting about 1 to 2%. So that took me up to 3%. Now, it doesn't mean I'm out of the hills, and I'm going to keep an eye on my credit score to make sure that it doesn't go down, but it hasn't impacted me. But if I had an overall lower credit line, then if I had reported 43% on that one credit card and it took me up to 30%, then I really do think that it would have impacted me. So, I have to make sure that I keep a track on it. And so you'll have to let me know what you're thinking. But let me know, how are you going to be tackling your credit utilization? So if you have high utilization, are you going to be paying off debt this year? Or are you going to be calling to do a credit line increase? But additionally, if you have a lot of credit card debt too, in my next video, I'm going to be talking about a few credit cards to where, let's say if you want to do a balance transfer, because with that interest rate being so high, we don't want to be paying no 26 to 30% on our credit card bills, so if you want to do a balance transfer, that'll probably be the best way. So let me know in the comments, what are you going to be doing to keep track of your monthly budget? Well, check out my 2025 digital budget planner. I posted it on my Etsy shop. You can go into the description and click on the link. And I hope that this video was helpful. Please like, subscribe, share with a friend, but turn your notification bell on so you'll be notified when new content drops. I thank you so much for watching. Until next time. It's not a game, it's a